We commemorate the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. We can be proud of its achievements.
Nevertheless, the hard circumstances the world is currently going through call for greater collective action.
The significance of multilateral cooperation is now more evident than ever.
It is time to reinforce multilateralism.
If we do not act now,
decades of development could be lost.
If we do not act now, the 2030 agenda could be out of reach.
Despite all the challenges, this is a historic opportunity
to build back better and green.
We must raise the bar of ambition
to attain the future we want.
A future that is fair,
safe,
inclusive,
and sustainable.
We are taking concrete actions
to transform declarations into reality.
We are joining forces because we believe that together we are stronger.
Together we can go further.
The future is in our hands.
Will you join us?
The future we want.
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 Now, back in May of 2020, just a few months into the pandemic, the UN High Commissioner of Human Rights delivered what was actually a surprising warning.
When we restrict certain human rights because of a need like a natural cause or a pandemic like this one, it has to be, first of all, it has to be a clear need, it has to be proportionate to the need, and it has to have a time bound. It cannot be forever. We have seen that some governments are using it to shrink, to make even more shrink the civic space and the possibility of civil society to express, and that is unacceptable.
How prescient she was. 2 years later, with freedom convoys inspiring millions around the world, officials who thought they would never be held accountable are growing more desperate.
The Emergencies Act will be used to strengthen and support law enforcement agencies at all levels across the country. This is about keeping Canadians safe. These tools include strengthening their ability to impose fines or imprisonment. Financial institutions will be authorized or directed to render essential services to help address the situation by regulating and prohibiting the use of property to fund or support illegal blockades.
What would such a soft, pretty man ever know about keeping anyone safe? Not much. Weak and ineffective leaders don't change course even when COVID recedes, because I've said for almost 2 years now, this was never about the virus. It was about creating a compliant public. A compliant public that was kind of primed to obey the next lockdown order, no questions asked. The assaults on our basic liberties have been wide-ranging. School closures denied children quality education. That was the freedom to learn. Vax and mask mandates deprived us of our freedom to decide what we put into our own bodies. Stay-at-home orders destroyed small businesses while large corporations thrived. That was our freedom to work. Then big tech censorship, where YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, they acted as proxy speech police for the government, our freedom of expression. Anyone who didn't toe the Fauci line, even treating physicians and renowned researchers, were threatened. They were suspended, maligned, and even banned completely. Some lost their jobs. Calling something COVID misinformation gave the government carte blanche through their proxies to trample on free expression. Now, who will ever forget how Democrat governors let you shop together but not pray together? Churches shuttered, our freedom to worship halted. The experts never thought that faith was essential, but somehow they deemed that liquor stores were. So this anti-freedom coalition on the left even deployed intimidation squads in corporate and school settings with the goal of silencing employees and parents who spoke out.